Hi, I'm from Pluribus Networks and we're Virtualization Trailblazer. Pluribus got its start around 4.5 years ago and we're funded by some of the top tier VCs in Silicon Valley and we're deployed in over 25 countries. Instead of tackling a small problem, we went and tackled a much larger problem, a network-wide bare metal hypervisor to bring the same changes to the network that VMware brought to compute over a decade ago. So how do we do that? We build our NetVisor operating system that I'll talk about in some detail, and we run it on what we call a server switch, and I'll talk about that in detail as well. So what is our core intellectual property? It allows us to extend across the network virtualization, analytics, and a single point of management. You may have heard the term hyperconvergence. Well, instead of just bringing it to the rack, we extend it beyond the rack. And we run our NetVisor operating system on hardware that we've spec'd out, for example, our F64, on third-party hardware, such as that manufactured by Supermicro, or in the future, you'll see us delivering our NetVisor operating system on OCP-compliant hardware as well. The NetVisor is a fully programmable operating system. If you're familiar with programming servers, we give you those tools to the network for the very first time. If you've heard of Linux, if you've heard of Python or Chef or Puppet or Docker, we have all those tools available and we can run third-party applications, we can run virtual firewalls and load balancers, and maybe we're working with a financial institution that wants to run its trading software on our platform. We can do that as well. So how do we do it? If you look at a traditional network operating system, it looks at every box unto itself. If you have to manage it, if you have to configure it, you have to log on to each and every switch or router, and you only have visibility one node at a time. What we've done with our NetVisor, Network Hypervisor, is created a fabric cluster, created a mesh of our server switches that allows for a single point of manageability and visibility. You can make changes in the network that much quicker, and it is less prone to error. This is an example of our platforms in use within our engineering infrastructure. You can see the single point of view and you can see all of the servers that surround it. But how do we perform network virtualization? How do we segment out different customer groups or different lines of business across our fabric? Well, if you look at a typical top of rack and spine environment, there's a number of layer 2 and layer 3 protocols that are in use. Our network hypervisor supports all of this. But on top of that, we're able to partition the network. As an example, you might have a red tenant, you might have a blue tenant. They can be distributed across the entire rack and spine infrastructure. They can be running different hypervisors. They can be running different orchestration technologies. And this is one of the beauties in what we offer, in that it's very different than any of the other technologies out there that are used for virtualizing the network infrastructure. On top of it, because of the virtue of a single point of manageability and visibility, we have a tap-free analytics infrastructure. And this is something that our customers are looking to us for as they have additional demands with regards to compliance and security. Basically, the visibility fabric, as some people call it, is built into our infrastructure. And you can implement this in basically in an inline mode, a passive mode, or a fully passive mode that we call bump in the wire, depending upon what your infrastructure requirements are. So really, to sum up, we've created a unique value proposition within the industry. Our NetVisor, or Network Hypervisor, it's the first true bare metal network hypervisor. It performs a platform for a rich set of virtualization capabilities, of network analytics capabilities, and offers a single point of management. Thank you.